What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs just got even more good news after grabbing a much-needed win over the Indianapolis Colts. We'll talk about what that is right after this. Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back into another video here on the Show Me Football YouTube show. Before we get into the news, I do want to kindly ask you all to please like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this, and make sure you hit that notification bell as well for future Chiefs content. But without further ado, let's get into things. So, yeah, Kansas City Chiefs grab a much-needed win over the Indianapolis Colts. Walk-off field goal in overtime. Cannot overstate how big of a win this was for the Chiefs, not only because they needed to get back into the win column, but also this is just a big confidence boost for them, beating a team like the Indianapolis Colts, who is currently fighting for that number one seed in the AFC. The Chiefs just went out and beat them, which shows you that this Chiefs team, when they're playing their game, can beat anyone in the league still. And we knew that, but it just had been so long since we've seen it. But I am going to have a longer video coming out tomorrow, just diving into all my notes from the game, my post-game breakdown as always. But this video is going to be specifically about some really good news that the Kansas City Chiefs got following the victory over the Colts, their second W of the day. But this is coming from Jordan Schultz, NFL insider. He states, sources, the Chiefs were signing former Texans RB Dameon Pierce. Pierce had over 1,100 yards as a rookie and also has experience as a returner. The 25-year-old will start on the practice squad. So, in my opinion, really big news for the Kansas City Chiefs. They go out and they sign a young, athletic, explosive running back in Dameon Pierce, who was waived by the Texans earlier this week. He passed through waivers. No one claimed him. And then the Chiefs, after he passed through waivers, decided to bring him in on a visit. And everything has gone well, it sounds like, and they are going to be signing him to the practice squad. And I think this is an absolutely huge signing. I wasn't sure if this was a move that the Kansas City Chiefs would actually make, but as soon as I saw that Dameon Pierce was hitting the waiver wire, I said the Kansas City Chiefs should definitely be interested in him. This is actually someone that I remember about a year or so ago, a lot of Chiefs fans were saying, hey, maybe we should throw the Texans a draft pick and try bringing this guy in, when the Chiefs were struggling at the running back position last year. Because Dameon Pierce, if you guys remember, his rookie year in 2022 had over 900 yards rushing as a rookie, averaged over 4 yards per carry, had over 1,000 all-purpose yards if you include his receiving yards as well. He was a receiving threat out of the backfield. This one's really intriguing to me. Obviously, over the last few years, he's kind of fallen out of favor there in Houston. He took a big step back in 2023, again in 2024, another step back for him. And then in 2025, he just wasn't really even in the rotation for them. And I already know that a lot of people are going to look at the stats with Dameon Pierce and be like, how does this guy help? Like, he wasn't good. He got cut from the Texans, who aren't exactly, world beaters when it comes to the NFL. But here's what I always say about guys like this. When you see a player this young, a team moving on from them, sometimes you just need a change of scenery. You really do. And the Kansas City Chiefs are known for picking up guys like this that aren't exactly able to contribute elsewhere, and they get the most out of them. Andy Reid, typically speaking, has been able to get the most out of players. And if Dameon Pierce can look anything like he looked as a rookie, and let's remember, this is someone that received votes for AP Offensive Rookie of the Year back in 2022. Like, that's a huge boost for this Chiefs offense. If they can get 75% of what Dameon Pierce was as a rookie, massive boost to this running back room. This is the worst running back room in the NFL, and we can't forget that when it comes to evaluating a move like this. Is Dameon Pierce, a top 15, 20 running back in the NFL? No, absolutely not. But you know what he has? Explosiveness, athleticism, and home run ability. And that is something that the Kansas City Chiefs, do not have in their running back room right now. Although he has kind of fallen off over the last 2 years, fallen out of favor in Houston, this is someone that over the last few seasons has long runs of 92 and 75 yards. And it just cannot be overstated that we do not have that. We do not have a single guy in this running back room that is ever breaking off a 90 or a 70-yard run. Dameon Pierce can do that. And also, the Chiefs just needed bodies at the running back position. Because when I talk about this Colts game tomorrow, or when you see that video tomorrow, you're going to hear me talk about how we are running Kareem Hunt into the ground. He had like 30 touches in the game against the Colts. And look, he was effective, and I love Kareem Hunt and everything he brings, but he's too old to be giving him that big of a load on offense. It's just irresponsible. And Isaiah Pacheco, he's still out dealing with that knee injury. And I was really hard on this front office because I said, if you knew that your starting running back had an injury before the deadline, knew that it was going to be at least a few weeks, maybe you should have went out and made a trade. Maybe you should have given up that third-round pick for Breece Hall. They didn't make the move. They didn't give up a third-round pick. Okay, whatever. But if this Dameon Pierce signing hits, then maybe I can forgive that, because maybe this is sort of your trade deadline move, your running back that you're adding to the rotation that can help. And let me tell you guys, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was getting snaps in this game against the Indianapolis Colts, like major snaps again. And it's just a joke. It really is just a joke that in 2025, this is someone with the season on the line. The Chiefs were handing the ball to CEH in critical situations, and he was either going for no gain, getting brought down in the backfield, the same stuff that we've seen from him. I just do not get it. I'm ready to move on. Dameon Pierce feels like a move that could replace Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's someone that's talented enough that you could call him up, and he's getting those CEH snaps and maybe actually making a difference. And we do know that the Kansas City Chiefs have found a way to find success in the run game consistently. Now, have they always stuck with it? No, but I do think it bodes really well for Dameon Pierce's chances of succeeding here. But before I talk about that, I do want to take this opportunity to show you all a message from our partners on this channel. So let's go ahead and check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have not heard of W Energy, then you are absolutely missing out right now, as W Energy has taken the energy drink market by storm with their new unique flavors and jitterless energy blend. W Energy is a powered energy drink that replaces other inferior caffeine beverages. It contains 0 harmful chemicals, 0 fillers, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and no proprietary blends. The star of the show is their coffee fruit extract, which helps you focus without the jitter or crash of other energy drinks out in the market. If you're like me, I've relied on caffeine to get me going about my day in the past, but thanks to W Energy, I now have a new, healthier alternative. And not only that, but it tastes absolutely amazing. They just sent me their new Japanese yuzu flavor, and it's got that sweet citrus fruit taste. It's one of the better tasting energy drinks I've ever had. W Energy is what's been keeping me powered lately, especially throughout this rough stretch for the Kansas City Chiefs. But best of all, guys, you can get an additional 10% off your W order using my promo code down in the description. Go ahead, click that link, go get your W order, and then put in the promo code SHOWMEFB for an additional 10% off. W is absolutely amazing. I love what they've been sending me so far. And best of all, guys, you can go and take advantage of that discount. So go get your W. Go check them out. They're going to be partnered with me all football season long. Ditch the caffeine. Go W. So yeah, there you guys have it. Definitely go ahead and take advantage of that sale going on right now by heading to the description, using the link down below to get your 10% off when it comes to your W order. Now back to the video topic. So I want to temper my expectations for Dameon Pierce, because I don't think he's going to come in here and he's going to immediately become the Chiefs' #1 running back and get a bunch of snaps. Definitely not with the fact that he's been picked up mid-season. We know that Andy Reid, he really likes it when guys have his offense down. That is not Dameon Pierce. He did not attend training camp. And I'm not saying I agree with it, but we know that's how Andy Reid rolls. He's going to slow play this. You absolutely know that. But the Chiefs have found a lot of success running from under center. And that's what they did with Kareem Hunt a lot in the win against the Colts earlier today. They found success with Isaiah Pacheco running from under center after he went the longest stretch without looking very good at all. The Chiefs are a good team running from under center. And Dameon Pierce is someone that I think if you run him from under center, you can have a lot of success, because the biggest thing that I want to point out that I think indicates to me that Dameon Pierce could have a career resurgence here is that we have to consider, man, that Texans offensive line was god awful for his entire tenure there. I mean, that is one of the worst offensive lines in the league over the last 3 to 4 years. And that is what Dameon Pierce is running behind. Instead, he's going to come here and he's going to be running behind Kingsley Suamataia, Creed Humphrey, and Trey Smith. That makes me feel a lot better about what he can do here. And I'm excited to see it. I think Dameon Pierce is someone that, again, can really help this team out, can give this team a boost in the running game, turn some of those runs that go for 7 yards, 8 yards, maybe turn them into 20-yard runs, 25-yard runs, because he has that athletic ability. It's not like he lost that athletic ability. He's 25 years old, guys. He's a former NFL draft pick not that long ago, offensive player of the year or offensive rookie of the year vote getter. I mean, that is worth something, I believe. And I'm just excited to see what he can do. And I think he's also explosive enough that maybe the shotgun runs aren't as much of a waste as they have been this season, even today against the Colts. And it's going to be one of the things that I have gripes about in the video that I put out tomorrow, if you guys take a listen to that when it drops. But I mean, the shotgun runs, they just do not work. Not with this running back room, but with Dameon Pierce, hey, maybe they aren't a waste of a down anymore. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that the Chiefs are able to bring him up as soon as possible. The Chiefs actually face the Houston Texans here coming up soon. Maybe they can elevate him in time to go up against his former team. That would be cool. But definitely some good news, guys, for the Kansas City Chiefs following their win over the Indianapolis Colts. Definitely want to hear from you all, though, in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this move. If you think Dameon Pierce can help this team out, definitely let me know your thoughts down below. All that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. Make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com for more. Make sure you check out my Twitter at showmefb. That's all I got for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs.